Okay, here's a look at some of the other things that I've done for this installment of the Fantasy Wall Diorama. I've added trees, nice autumn colors. I've added ground texture. I've worked on the entrance to the underground complex. I've created out of balsa wood a ladder and put that in. And I've showed you the castle, the underground fortress that lights up. I created the, I don't know if I showed you this already, the little lift that goes up and down, and that actually is motorized and it will go up and down. I created that out of balsa wood. And an interesting thing here is I've started working on one of the rooms for the underground complex, and I've used sort of balsa wood, some different paper patterns, which is a really nice technique that you should look into. And so the wall diorama is coming along. More coming, and hopefully I'll be able to finish this off within the next, well, I'll get a lot of projects coming within the next, and the little mine cart, which is my favorite part here. One of my favorite things, the little mine cart with gold in it. Right. So I'm just keep moving forward, and I'm starting to move into the end game now, so we'll get this darn thing done pretty soon, I think. Okay, here's the new castle, looking pretty good, and I haven't glued it in place yet. So yeah, I'm going to take it apart and show you a few things. But I got rid of that cardboard castle, it just wasn't good enough, and I decided to go with something a little more like a massive structure. You can see the way the structure is kind of nice, and it's in two halves. But I also wanted to show you that I still have it, lighting in it. So what I did is I hollowed out the back and put a little bit of strategic lighting, and I also like the lights, the windows here. So I'm going to continue working on this, and I'll show you some more. I just wanted to show you what I'm doing here with the underground stone castle fortress in the wall diorama, and I think I've showed you some more already. But I've mixed up some cellulose clay, just added water to it, and I've taken my time to brush that onto the outside of the fortress, and I'm really happy with how it's coming out. It's looking really good. It's got like this stone, it's not dry, it's still wet, but it's got like this stone, old-fashioned stone look to it, which is going to be perfect for a fortress. So I'm going to continue doing that, and then once it dries I'll be able to paint it. And with cellulose clay you can sand it, you can sculpt it, you can work on it some more, so it's really looking good. So I'll keep you posted, and if I hadn't already shown you, I've put my lights in the back of the fortress, so that way the light will shine here, and also the light will shine out here where the bridge is. So it's just coming along. Okay, here's the new underground castle, or fortress in this case. Now it's a fortress, and I had a lot of fun making it, and I really didn't want to stick with that old castle that I made out of cardboard. So and this one's much better, and I'm sure I've showed you some things along the way, but I used up, and I'm just testing it now to make sure all the circuitry works right before I finalize it. And sure enough, if you can see that, the lights in the back and the lights that show through the windows, so I like it. It's nice. So, and I'll show you some more. Okay, I just want to show you a nice technique for diorama making that is often overlooked and people don't think about it much, but it's the use of patterned paper. What I have here is a bunch of papers. I got all different kinds of patterns here. I actually have a whole mess of these with all kinds of interesting patterns on them, and they're thicker than normal paper, almost like cardstock. And they come really in handy, because if you can check out this one, I really like this pattern here. I'm going to be able to use some of these in different spots. Like I'm going to put some to cover the columns and the different things. But also, if you take a look at this, so I can put that in the background and use that as a background look in that. So it's the wall in the back. And when I put the columns in and the various beams and the floor structure and whatnot, it'll be kind of cool. So that's just a nice technique that I'm using on this diorama, and that you can use on your various dioramas that you make, and don't overlook it. So look for interesting patterns in paper that would be kind of nice to match what you're trying to do. The only thing is, when you're doing this, you have to be real careful with the gluing, because if you use too much glue, you can wrinkle this. You can wrinkle it. It kind of ruins the look of it. So you got to be real light with the glue. Just a light powder glue.